What is up everyone, Northside here, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Regis and Xuna. Disclaimer before we even start talking about these companions, nothing is set in stone. Do not ask me in the comment section, hey Northside, what is better, Xuna or Regis? First things first, what I did is a control test. I did control test on an AOE for dummies. AOE control tests are quite difficult even in a controlled environment, like I said, simply because usually some of the AOE companions cannot hit all the targets with their main attacks. However, Regis has his main attack, Whirlwind of Blades, that can hit 4 dummies and he can reach them. Xuna also can reach all 4 dummies with her Bloodbath. Henceforth, I went on and did the control test, which I will back up with the act logs at the end of the video. So the video will be going like this. I will present you with Regis, pros, cons, what I like, what I dislike. Conveniently also, you did notice that Regis was placed in a bundle. So you can either get him for Zen, exchange real money, or you can buy him off the auction house. With that being said, also I will say or present Xuna and why I prefer Xuna over Regis at this point. However, as I said, this is a control test. The first test that I repeated it 10 times 4 minutes for each companion, meaning it took me a while. I can't sleep, it's just too bloody hot here. So with that being said, we are going to turn on the UI and I am going to go down here. And first we're going to take a look at Regis. Now I didn't have any power selected, so I made this as fair as possible for each test that I did. I had 2 warlord inspirations, as you can see here and here. Of course I used bell and I timed it via stopwatch, of course, so I have little or no margin of error. Naturally I used all 6 indomitable runestones. Regis has really nice charge 'em up, increased recharge speed for allies by 3% power. We have Sly Flourish, which is absolutely abysmally low. Strike an enemy with a series of 4 quick strikes. That Sly Flourish is I will show you soon, it does very little damage and it leaves a bleed effect. What Regis is lacking in his Sly Flourish is compensating with Whirlwind of Blades. Blades thrown out in every direction, which is a TR ability, and it has no target limit. Now this attack is extremely high. It's a very high hit. So let's take a look how Regis actually operates. So I had to place myself and hit the target and let Regis do his stuff. So here he goes. None of the companions had combat advantage from me. Now let's take a look. His Sly Flourish is quite pathetic, not to mention the bleed effect. If I zoom in a little bit, you can see that the dummy is bleeding for a very low bleed. And here he goes. He is doing very over 140,000 crit damage. Now mind you, this what you're looking at the moment in PvE. Nothing is working as it's supposed to work. It's conditional. Whether Regis or any companion will have combat advantage, will he die, etc. Regis is just, I was talking to Aragon, and Regis is just in his word, tad slow. But if he were too fast, his base damage, which I will show you when we get to the act logs or combat tracker logs, the base damage of his main attack, which is this, is extremely high. I would call him a cold iron warrior of AOE. However, Life Flourish and bleed damage are extremely low. So you can see that it would take him some time, hit the targets, and now he does his main attack. If he crits, if he doesn't crit, it's a lower hit. So Regis currently is not my choice. But keep in mind, this is my personal opinion, okay? Still, this needs to be field tested. Now, I'm going to present you with Xuna now. Now, Xuna. Why do I prefer Xuna? Xuna has pros and cons. My main pro is that Xuna can be used actually for even for a single target boss fight, and she performs very good. Not as a cold iron warrior, nothing can match that. However, my biggest fear is that they will not fear, it's just a gut feeling. I've been around for 8 years with this company. I know their tactics, and there's this fine line between maintaining a game and just being slimy and greedy, that they will nerf Xuna and leave Regis as it is, and maybe also nerf some other companions like an Archon. But now they have Regis to match Xuna because he went really close. However, I will show you now why I prefer Xuna over Regis. Me entering solo in a clearing of the mobs is usually followed by me being, as soon as I'm in range of the mobs, I will pop my artifact, which will be followed by this, and Xuna is already there doing her bloodbath, and I am here, so the targets are bleeding, damaged, clipped, slowed, and by the time I'm done, everything is dead. Now let's watch Xuna's attack. Now that's her stab attack. It's going without combat advantage up to 30,000, I mean. Fortunately, with Regis, that's not the case. So if you look, she is also a tad slow. However, she is compensating her. You can see that's 22,000 hit, and now she is going into full bloodbath, which leaves also a poison damage. I think it's a poison on the dummies, and making that wonderful fast on the battlefield or in the fight. So popping the artifact, slowing the targets. Let me just do that, and look at this. So the targets are slowed. By the time I dare, I can even use a daily now, and everything will be cleared. Control test is one, and real PvE environment, dungeon environment is another thing. Think with your own head. Do not listen to me and just go straight up buy Xuna or jack up Regis prices or lower Regis prices, because this company nerfed 3 companions without telling us. They can nerf Xuna, Cold Iron Warrior, even Regis after a month or 2 and not tell us about it. So with that being said, we're now going to switch, and I'm going to show you actually how each companion performed, and we're going to wrap up the video. The video will be time-stamped. Let's just go and check out the act logs. See you in a second. Okay guys and girls, act logs really quick. First we're going to start with Regis, Northside's pet. You can see the damage, Ank DPS, which is 25,000.4, average, minimum hit, maximum hit, and total hits and swings. Now you can see the flank was 0. As I said, I didn't give them any combat advantage. And also you can see the critical chance. Whirlwind of Blades procced 44 times with 80% crit. Okay, Sly Flourish 244 hits, and he only netted us 900,000 damage, which, okay, he can do less, trust me on that. The bleed effect, however, is proc 23 times and is absolutely, I don't even factor him in. It's 10,000 damage. However, Whirlwind of Blades is extremely powerful. Now I'm going to move and show you the Whirlwind of Blades base damage. It's absolutely monstrous. We got 267,000 highest base damage, and you can see that these attacks can be really high, and they can be much higher if Regis or Xuna for that matter has combat advantage. So this is Regis. He netted us 6,108,849 damage with his, as I said, Ank DPS of 25,000.48539. We're gonna now check Xuna. So Xuna obviously had higher damage, 1.1 or something more million damage, and more importantly 29,706.47 ang DPS versus 25,000.4 ang DPS, which Regis was actually ejecting or presenting. You can see that the flank was 0, so no advantage, combat advantage was given to Xuna at any point in all of these tests that I did. So her bloodbath did 6.151 million damage, and Whirlwind of Blade did 5.2 million damage. I have to remind you that this is a control test. Again, if we have a lot of mobs and Regis popped that Whirlwind of Blades, he can outperform Xuna. I can tell you that right now, but that needs to be tested, and it's conditional. PvE dungeon runs are conditional. Pets are dying. Where are they? They're being left behind. There's a lot of factors that goes into this. So I'm gonna close the video with this. Think about it. As I showed you, I'm sticking with Xuna for now, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna go and cool off. Take care of yourself, stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and shout out to my channel members, and I will see you soon. Northside is out.